We're going to take a look at creating a PDF file from Microsoft Office, particularly PowerPoint now. After this video, you should feel comfortable creating a PDF no matter what the circumstances are in PowerPoint. Now, there are two major ways to create a PDF within PowerPoint. One is to file print using the Adobe PDF print driver, and the second way is to use a macro, which is available, take a look up here in the Acrobat menu, called Create PDF. Now, Mac allows you to print to a PDF. The Windows platform allows you to print as well as use the macro itself. So we're going to go through the print method of creating a PDF. With a PDF open, I have Gruen Project PowerPoint open right now, which is a PowerPoint file, and hopefully shouldn't get any font messages, etc. What we can do is we can create a PDF by choosing File Print. Coming up to the Office button or choosing File on Mac, you can see Print. Now, when you make a PDF from virtually any Office application that comes with the big Microsoft Office, you'll see the Adobe PDF print driver. And the print driver is a way to make a PDF from just about any application whatsoever. Anything you can see, you can turn into a PDF for the most part. If you just click OK right now, it's going to create a PDF. But we probably want to set a few properties. So somewhere in this print dialog box, you should see a Properties button. So clicking Properties will take us into the Adobe PDF document properties. And you don't have to get in here, but it's always a good idea to check and see how the PDF is going to be created. How it's going to be created is what's called the settings. In default settings, you'll see that we have standard, high quality print, press quality, smallest file size, and a whole host of other settings we can use. Now, typically when you're creating out of PowerPoint, you're creating for a presentation. Smallest file size will give you an emailable and still printable PDF, but it's meant to be posted on a website or emailed. Press quality is going to give you something if you actually want to go to press with this, like print it out, external to your company. If you're just trying to print out a document and take a look at it on your desktop printer, you can choose high quality print. When you choose one of these settings and you click OK, you make the PDF, it's going to make it in different ways. So depending on what you need to do, you can choose one of these. So right now we're going to send this off via email. We're going to choose smallest file size. Acrobat has PDF security, which we're going to look at in a different video, but it is accessed through this dialog box, and it allows you to set it up here or not. I typically don't because I do it within Acrobat. You'll see the Output PDF folder next. Most of the time, you want it to ask you for a file name. Sometimes you can have it auto-generate the name for you if you want to do that, but I tend to tell it to ask me for what file name I want. What page size do you want? Now, this is pretty important when you get into PowerPoint especially, because if you make a PowerPoint slide presentation that's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, it's going to usually pick a pretty standard page size called letter. Now, if you want to, you can change this here to match your page size you've got out in the document, or you can choose the document properties and set it there, and Acrobat will pick it up here. You can view the PDF after it's created, which I always suggest. Any information that's in the PowerPoint slide presentation as document info will become Acrobat document information, and that can be searched and changed later. It's only going to use your system fonts, which is good to make sure that anybody that opens this can actually see what you intended. It's also going to delete any successful log files, so that's a good thing. You don't want to turn that off. And if you go to make, let's say you try this, it doesn't work, which happens sometimes, and you want to kind of remake the PDF file, I'd ask it to replace the existing file, because sometimes that can be kind of annoying and get in your way. So once you set up a few of these settings here, click OK. That's going to be sticky, so next time you go to print, it should remember that with the PDF print driver. You can set a few things in here if you want to. Which slides do you want to print, your notes, etc. Just click OK. So you chose the PDF print driver, set the properties, and you make the file. It's going to ask you where to put it. You can save it, obviously, anywhere you'd like, if you'd like to put it on your desktop or the exercise files folder. It'll go through and create the PDF for you. A PDF typically is just printing to a PDF file format. So it's actually grabbing this print stream and cleaning it up and turning it into a PDF. So there we go. It should open up in Acrobat, and there's our PDF presentation. I'll go back over to PowerPoint now. And I'd like to show you a second way to create a PDF. This is using the PDF Maker or the PDF icon. Now, like I said, this is only available on the Windows platform. With the PowerPoint file open, click on the Acrobat tab at the top in the ribbon, and you'll see a lot of features that we have available. Now, yours might look a little different than mine, depending on the version of Acrobat you have. You'll see two big buttons here that we're going to focus on, Preferences and Create PDF. Now, the second way here to make a PDF allows you to set some different settings, some extra settings, I guess you could say, okay, using this macro. The preferences are the first thing you should look at to tell it how to make the PDF file. Then you choose Create PDF to make it. Click Preferences. That'll open up the Acrobat PDF Maker dialog box. And we can see some of the settings we saw when we went to File Print. You'll see conversion settings. Once again, you need to tell it how to make the PDF file. Is it high quality? Is it press quality, smallest file size? I'll choose smallest file size. It's going to ask you once again to view the PDF when you're done. It's It's going to say, do you want to ask for the file name? Yes, that's a good thing. Convert the information in the document. And if you look right here, it's going to say create PDF A compliant file. Now, this is an archival standard that you can use. I would only use it in certain situations, such as, let's say you're working for a government agency and you need to be able to open this years on down the road. That's what this is for, an archival standard. Now, when you make the PDF through this dialog, just like file print, there is an advanced settings button. There's a settings here that you can dive a little bit deeper into. When you tell it how to convert, click at advanced settings here. What it's going to do is it's going to show you all the things it does to make the PDF file the smallest file size it can. It goes through and compresses your images, deals with your fonts, etc. We don't have to deal with this if you don't want to. So click cancel. That's what the settings files are for you. If you look below all this information, you'll see application settings. Now, these are the extra features I was talking about if you use the create PDF button, the macro. You can attach the PowerPoint slide directly to the PDF if you want to. So for editing purposes later on, it travels with the PDF. You can create bookmarks. Bookmarks is sort of a table of contents. You can add links. Any web links that are in there will be PDF web links, which are completely clickable and usable. It's going to enable accessibility and tag the document, which is going to make it easier for screen assistive devices to read this aloud to people. If you have any multimedia in the file, it's going to convert that. So if you have things that PowerPoint supports, QuickTime, certain Flash files, etc., it will be able to convert that to Acrobat Multimedia, and they will be viewed in the PDF. Any transitions you put on the slides within PowerPoint, most of those will be preserved, and you can actually change them within Acrobat. If you have any hidden slides, it'll convert those as well, so you can see those as pages, and any speaker notes you put out there. And sometimes that's good if you're trying to do this and you want to see the notes while you're presenting it. A lot of times when I go to seminars, etc., I won't present out of PowerPoint, I'll present out of Acrobat because it's a little bit cleaner for me. So once you have the settings set, you'll notice there's a security tab up top. We can set security. We'll take a look at this in a later video. And there is a video tab here, which we can address later as well in the multimedia title. So click settings. We got everything set up. I'll click OK. Once you set these, you're ready to make the PDF file. So by clicking create PDF, you set up your preferences. It's going to ask you to save it or not. Sometimes it doesn't, depending on if you've changed the file at all. What it'll do is it'll say, where do you want to save this? I'll put this on my desktop, and I will save it. Now, when you do this, when you use this button, there are certain times where I'll save it, and maybe I've forgotten to look at my preferences. This happens a lot. What they've done is they put a button here called Options, which allows you to see the preferences, just a kind of a generic overview of the preferences you've set. So clicking Options will show you most of the things you've seen. Now, one thing great about this Options button here is you can tell it to do all the slides. You can now tell it to do the current slide or whichever one is selected, or a range of slides. So this is actually a great new feature, so you don't have to just delete pages when you get it into Acrobat and convert the whole thing. So we'll leave it as is, click OK, and save the file. So clicking save will allow us to get that out on the other side. I already have one out there. It's going to ask me to save over the top of it. You probably won't. If you look right here, the last thing it's going to ask you is, would you like to convert the presentation speaker notes to annotations? Now, typically, if it doesn't find any presentation speaker notes, it won't say this, but we have some in there. So just to see it, we'll click yes. It's going to go through and generate the file, and we should be able to see it within Acrobat. So there we go. Now we're in Acrobat. You can see the file itself. Fits a little bit better to the page. The file print method can be a little sketchy sometimes. You can see it fits fully. We can also see there is a note up here, which are the presenter notes. We can see those a little later on. I'll show you that in another video. And as we go through the file, I'm using the scroll wheel. You can also use your scroll bar on the side over here. We'll see the whole presentation. And on the last page, we actually had a little bit of multimedia. So there is a little bit of movie in there that we can play. So a lot of things are preserved within the PDF file, transitions included. So if you wanted to see this, you wanted to go in and actually see this within a full screen mode, clicking on Windows is one place to see it. You will see full screen mode. That'll take you into full screen mode. It'll allow you to see it sort of like the PowerPoint presentation, as you would in PowerPoint, and it'll preserve most of your transitions, which is a great thing. I'm going to get out of this. I will close the file itself. If you go into full screen mode, to leave full screen mode, press Escape. That'll get you out of it, and I can close the file. Now, learning to create PDFs, I think, is pretty essential with Acrobat, especially to do it right. So understanding the different ways to create from PowerPoint is really important. The settings involved are also important so that you can generate a PDF no matter what's going on with the PowerPoint file.